Welcome to the Wine of the Month Club. I'm so excited and happy because look who stopped by. Teni Panosian from MissMaven.com, founder of MissMaven.com.
Indeed.
And so excited to talk wine with you today and about the Trojans and all the things you've been doing. So what is Miss Maven? What's happening with Miss Maven?
Well, Miss Maven is a lifestyle blog that services women. We talk about beauty, fashion, health and wellness, anything pertaining to women's lifestyle. So, of course, wine is very much applicable.
Hello.
Sure, my girls would love to hear about some wine. So.
Well, that's what we do. I taste 300 wines a month.
300.
300. And we also are responsible for the Trojan Wine Society.
For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you know because I talk about this all the time. I'm a Trojan, bite on, and so is Paul.
Yes.
So we're definitely going to talk about being USC Trojans at some point.
Well, the Trojan Wine Society, it's 2 bottles a month. You get a red and a white. We tell stories about the Trojans, the Song Girls, of course, a big subject for us. But we do taste 300 wines to select for the Trojan family 2 good values that come to their door.
Cool.
I think it's $31.95 plus tax and shipping, and everything's guaranteed.
So you get the wine tasted for you, and you get the best of the best every month.
Well, what happens is, you and I go to the store, and we see, let's just say, these wines. And we look at them and go, oh, this is $15, this is $18, and unless I've tasted it, we really have no idea,
Exactly.
right? We don't know what it tastes like.
Right.
So what we do is we basically go to the store with you, effectively, and taste all the stuff that's up there, and weed out the junk.
Great.
And just send you the good ones.
How about we taste them right now?
Yeah. Okay, so this is actually selection from the Trojan Wine Society. This is a Cabernet from Mendocino, and it's called a Coutre. They only made 200 cases.
I'm a big fan of a bold red, so this is right up my alley.
Now this one's not aggressive. The next one's really aggressive, but this is kind of I don't know. What are you getting? I got a little chocolate, little berries in there.
See, this is what you have to teach me, Paul. I don't know anything about flavors. I just taste, and I'm like, oh, is this good? Great, it's good.
Well, it's 14% alcohol. That's pretty good, right? At some point, right? Well, actually, there's no right or wrong part of this.
Okay.
First of all, the smell part is the most important part of a wine. When you go to a restaurant and you've done enough tasting as we have, and the guy brings you the wine, he pours in the glass. If you smell it, you can decide whether or not the wine's good.
Okay.
So at some point, you refine your nose, but you're looking for some fruit characters, maybe some chocolate in a red wine.
I
You get a little chocolate in there. There can be licorice. There can be herbs, and the way you figure that out is when you're cooking. Good Armenian food. Right?
Good Armenian food.
Yes, right? Let's say you're working with basil. You squish it in your fingers, you smell your fingers. If you're eating an apple, smell the apple. If you're eating a plum, smell the plum. And you'll start finding these little flavors and nuances that now are represented in wines.
So you gotta just train your nose.
You gotta train your nose. And with this, look at this thing. I mean, it's plenty big to think. Anyway, so I get blackberries and chocolate.
Ooh, that's good. I'm not spitting it out.
No,
I
don't blame you.
get drunk right now.
It's really disgusting because my wife's like, why do you have to spit in the sink all the time? I'm like, that's just the way I do it. Anyway, this is a nice smooth Cabernet.
Yeah, it is pretty smooth.
Yeah,
it's got a bit of a bite, but I like it.
Just at the finish, there's going to be a little tannic acid that comes from the skins of the grape, and depending on the grape, the acids are different.
Very good. I like
Isn't that
this
fun?
one a lot.
No, you're going to have to pour it out, though.
Can't just chug it right now.
And we don't mix it with soda either around here. So, when we're talking about food pairings and wines, and people always ask, what goes? Do I have to have red meat with red wine or white? And
or
no.
if you're a vegetarian like me, what do you have?
That's right. With your moussaka, what do you know? What do you like with your foods?
Gosh, I usually like a Chianti, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just, for some reason, like with a pasta dish or something.
There's a reason why certain grapes, like Italian grapes, go with Italian foods. It's just time has processed the human side of it, and indigenous grapes do better with indigenous foods.
Okay.
It's just normal.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why you like Chianti and pasta and pizza, right?
Pizza too, exactly.
But the rules have been thrown out the window lately. You can serve red wine with white fish, depending on the sauces. I mean, certainly you try to, in some cases, this is why it's not a science necessarily. In some cases, you match the weights. You have a heavy wine with a heavy food because the flavors of those wines and foods meld. And sometimes they compete. So you have to get an acidic wine with a heavy food to cut to
makes
cut through
sense
the,
too, yeah.
let's say it's a heavy Alfredo sauce, and you can't have a heavy wine with that. You need something.
Then
a
you have
little
to
acidic.
push the car home, and that's not good.
No, that's not good. I like that push the car. I have to use that. Now this, I love this wine. This is a blend of Malbec.
Ooh, I like a Malbec.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
And they grow really well in Argentina. And this has got Merlot in it. Now this is big, aggressive stuff.
Aggressive.
This definitely is like your
It
richest.
smells more aggressive. I
Does
can
it?
tell that. Yeah.
Right there you go. See. Oh yeah.
Okay. So what do you have for this there? The
Well, this one, Malbec tends to be like cranberries and a lot of spice. Sort of clove spice in there.
okay.
You get that?
Clove. I don't know.
You didn't taste
Not
that?
really
It's fine?
trained quite well enough, but
But you find it in there, and by swirling it around, it kind of oxygenates things. That's a sour face.
no, I like
You
it.
do.
I like it. That's good.
Mm.
That's actually really good.
I fell in love with this one. When we tasted it, I forgot how good it was until it landed here, and then I'm like, wow, because it came from Argentina. So it's got all that aggressive
Yeah.
Malbec character, and then Merlot softens it. Did you watch the movie Sideways ever?
I did watch Sideways, yes.
Did you stop drinking Merlot because of that?
I was never even a huge Merlot fan to begin with.
Anyway,
but
okay, so-
this, I have to say,
Got some
very
Merlot in
good.
it.
Very good.
So have you been stumped by these wine closures? Screw caps versus corks, and
Let me tell you, I'm the person who will try to open a bottle of wine and like it falls apart, the cork. So.
well, you said you had trouble with this.
Yeah, this guy right here?
Yeah, the
No,
waiter's
I
course you can't do it. Well, don't try it on this.
Yeah, that
Because
wouldn't be a good idea.
that's not a good idea.
No.
So this is like the best thing in the world.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And by the way, it has nothing to do with the wine quality. It won't affect it at all. It's
good.
inert. In other words, there's no organic compounds in it, so it will not affect the wine.
Huh. So for those of you who think that the cork or the screw top makes a difference, it doesn't.
No. In
Straight
fact,
from the source.
what happens is the winemaker just decides, I'm going to close this wine either in a screw cap, a regular cork,
So
or
there's no science to it.
amalgamated cork. And we just discussed that off camera a little bit. Here's real cork.
Check this out. Real cork. There's a cork tree.
Yeah,
From
that's
what
right.
I understand. I never knew this, but yeah, here it is, the bark right here.
They just plug it, and then they treat it, and they stick it in the bottles, and those are getting more inferior as time goes.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to find ideas to replace it. So
Sure.
here's a foam cork.
Sure, most of you have used these.
See a lot of those.
Yeah.
And here's one that you may not see on camera, but this is a regular cork, but it's been filled. See, there's little
Yeah.
things in there. So it's an inferior cork off the tree.
Smoother.
Yeah, and they fill it with like putty.
Oh.
So you get putty in your wine. No, I'm kidding. So,
I'm smelling putty,
a little
yeah.
pink putty. So this is the best for me.
Okay.
Opening 300 wines a month, really cool.
Yeah.
Now, this is a treat right here.
USC
look at,
Athletics.
she's getting all like
By Paul.
goosebumps and stuff. Yeah. She's getting all
I love
warm and
that.
fuzzies. This is to celebrate the opening of the USC McKay Center,
Oh my goodness.
which is an 11,000 square foot facility for the football team, basically,
I
and the
love
song girls.
that. And the song girls.
They
Don't
have a
forget the
special
song
room, I
girls.
think. Yeah. And this is Sangiovese, though. So this is the grape of Chianti,
Okay.
right? When you grow Chianti or you make Chianti in Italy, you have to use Sangiovese. That's the
Okay.
only grape allowed. Well, it's the primary grape allowed. But this one's grown in California.
Cool.
And we make, this Sangiovese tends to be really spicy, and it's going to have some cedar, and it's going to have some other flavors in it. What do you think?
Oh, I like that.
You get that spiciness in there?
I don't know if it's spicy, but it's a very
Different,
distinct aroma.
right? And a different nose, right?
Okay.
This is a nice wine.
Definitely different from the other two. I like it.
Did it remind you of Chianti?
Not as bold as a Chianti, which I'm
Right.
sure a lot of people would like, because I know a lot of women aren't usually fans of really bold and spicy kind of
Right.
reds, but this is actually great because it's a little more subdued.
Right, it's quieter.
So,
So this is the Trojan wine for, now Pat Hayden asked for this specifically.
oh wow,
Right.
okay, that's
Huh?
pretty
Feel pretty
impressive.
honored, huh?
I do feel honored.
And I told him last week that we had 99 bottles. Now we have 98. 'Cause I like that wine. So now, wine tasting parties, Have you been to one?
I have been. I've been to wine tastings at an actual vineyard,
Yep.
and I've also had, girls like to get together and do little wine parties at their homes.
Yeah, so lots of things you can do.
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
But this is something we sell, but I can tell you how to do it without having to buy it.
Party
Isn't that
kit,
cool?
I like that. That's neat.
Wine tasting party kit. It's got all this stuff in it. But it really is about sharing, right? Isn't what wine's for?
Well, it's about other things too.
Okay. And we have, you have the opportunity to come up with a theme. A
Okay.
wine tasting theme could be just about anything you want it
Sure.
to be. Most of the time, the serious,
Very highbrow.
yeah, it's very high. That's a good way to put it. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's really just to have some fun, maybe figure out if the cheapest wine in the market was better than the one that was expensive.
Sure.
Maybe it's to find out really what your favorite Cabernet amongst the group is.
And girls, let's be honest. The reason we do this and get together over wine is to share our lives and talk a little bit. So it's not so much about being wine connoisseurs as it is about sharing good wines and
Right.
good conversation. So
And it, loosens you up a little bit.
a little bit. We probably won't spit them out when we
Yeah,
taste
right,
them.
So, well, you want to do something like, I don't know, how about you tell everybody to bring a Cabernet from 2009?
Okay. So each person can bring a wine.
Right.
All right.
You can say, let's everybody bring a wine from Napa.
Okay.
So a regional thing, right? Sometimes people get carried away, and it's hard to say compare the Sangiovese we just tasted with the Cabernet
Sure.
because they're two different grapes. They mean two different things, but it's okay to do that at a tasting party. Just
Okay.
bring a wine. Bring your favorite wine.
And at a tasting, could you maybe say half of us bring reds and half of us bring whites? Could
Sure.
you mix? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And always taste the whites first,
All right.
and
the
always
whites
taste
first.
the drier whites first. So I guess you suppose you don't want to mix red, white and sweet whites.
Sure.
So you want to bring a Sauvignon Blanc, bring a Chardonnay,
Maybe
bring your
a little
favorite
Riesling.
Chard, huh?
Little Riesling.
And
too.
some Rieslings.
I like the Riesling.
So then this kit that I showed you comes with its own wine bags, but you can use a brown bag.
Okay.
But you want to bag them so no one knows what they are. They're not influenced by cool labels like this one that we designed.
You have to see this label. This is the neatest thing I've ever seen.
Painted van.
It's like a 60s van with a Woodstock license plate and a big peace sign on it. Very psychedelic. I love
And I
it.
told you off camera that the federal
Yeah.
government rejected it.
Squares.
They're like, WDSTK,
Those stiffs don't
what
know
does
what they're
that mean?
talking about.
You can have scorecards, right? So if you want to keep track of,
Yeah, I was going to say, what exactly would we keep track
well,
of? Maybe which one we like best?
we use a 1,000-point scale here.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, 1,000.
No, we use you know what my scale is here?
What is?
It's threes. It's
Threes?
1, 2, and 3. That's
Okay.
all it is. I liked it. I didn't like it.
Okay.
I liked it. I kind of liked it. I don't like it.
All right.
Right? But typically,
Yes,
I think
no,
you
maybe.
do 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
And you put down color. You can do whatever you want, but
Mm-hmm.
typically put down color, nose, viscosity, weight,
Okay.
and finish,
Okay.
and flavors. And 1 to 5.
You know what might be fun too is maybe if you want to train yourself a little better with the wine, is cover the labels and maybe have people guess what kind of wine it is.
Oh boy, that's hard.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is
right?
fun, yeah.
It'll open up some conversation.
And then the more you taste and drink, the less
The less-
coherent you become, and you're like, I don't know what this is.
the less ability you have to discuss what the
Or
wines
maybe
are.
it's more heightened. Who knows?
It could be. It's just for fun.
It is for fun.
It's meant to
guys.
be
It's
like
fun.
enjoyed, right?
Absolutely.
It's not to be snobby and
Absolutely not.
I have to be that way sometimes, just so that they know that we do taste 300 wines and we do understand what we're tasting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's embarrassing to get the wine list. When you become proficient,
Sure.
and they go, oh, give Teni the wine list, and you got to pick a wine for everybody at the table.
Ooh.
It's a no-win.
Is there a class for that?
Yeah,
Because
Here, Teni, you got the list.
Yikes.
It's intimidating, though,
It
right?
is intimidating,
Yeah,
I'm
so,
sure. But
So if you have some wine tasting parties, have some fun,
yeah,
and something you really like,
perfect.
then right?
Great.
It's been such a pleasure having you
Thank
here
you,
today.
Paul. This was educational for one thing, and fun, more importantly.
And I'll tell Pat that you appreciated it.
I did.
Okay.
Fight on, folks.
Right on.